Okay, John, take it away on Bloombox.
Yeah, you want to sell the company to some other company. In this case, I think the target company is General Electric. But what the guy does, he comes out, he shows this the little thing in his hand, a little handheld thing. He says, this will power your house forever, and it's going to cost for the cost of $3,000. And it's essentially a stack of fuel cells they're all proprietary. They never say anything what the specific fuel cell it is. There is a patent that you can read, and it's one of many kinds of fuel cells. These are nothing new, and so the next thing you know, they make these boxes. Apparently, they can only make one a month, and they sold them to. Google has a set of them. eBay has a set of them. A bunch of companies have a set of them. All the companies are, in one way or another, related to previous investments by Kleiner Perkins. And this is one of the things you always like to do, which is seed. You got a big name. Oh, Google's using it. Well, maybe because, let's see, Larry Page is an investor in Bloom Tech. And, eBay
is using it.
And there's somebody there that's an investor. So this is like kind of a bogus presentation. This is like the strategic partners, which is a big deal in this. You have your buddies, you call them, hey, you want to be a strategic partner? It's going to impress somebody. Meanwhile, but these boxes actually cost, and they're using them, and they actually do work. They cost $800,000 a piece, and they apparently came down in price from like $2 or $3 million a piece to make. It takes like I said, it takes a month to make them. So this $3,000 thing is bogus, but it's possible supposedly because they think they can scale it, but there's no evidence that they can, and nobody's done that before. Scale fuel cells. It uses essentially natural gas that goes into the thing, and that's where it turns it directly into energy, and then pumps out a crap load of carbon dioxide. By the way, they don't want to talk about that. But the giveaway to me that there's something screwy about this whole thing, and I think it's like sketchy, is the fact that when they're talking about, it can use any energy, it could use any source, it could use natural gas, it could use heating oil, it could do all these different things.
And solar.
And then he says, and solar. So I'm thinking, and then I read about this in two other articles that say, yeah, we can use solar. Wait a minute, solar? In other words, solar energy, in other words, you've got some solar electricity, would go into this and do what? I mean, it's already, the thing's supposed to produce electricity. What's the solar going to do? Is it going to, is a watt of solar going to turn into 10 watts magically?
No, you can just add it. It's just a pass-through.
It's bull crap. So when I saw that, and I also saw some calculations that indicate that efficiency of this thing doesn't make a lot of sense. And the fact that the company's so secretive about it, and it's like, it's a big secret. I find that it's just a classic Silicon Valley. That's, we get a lot of publicity for some thing that's going to save the world. It reminds me, by the way, the same people involved in this are the same people that thought the Segway was going to massively change the way we travel.
So let's put a couple more names into the hat. General Colin Powell was a part of this PR blitz, and he's like, oh, it's amazing. He, by the way, is one of the limited partners at Kleiner Perkins. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has a very close relationship with several of the limited partners. They were all a part of the very next day.
Coincidence? I think not.
According to Richard Brewer-Hay, corporate blogger for eBay, eBay hosts unveiling of groundbreaking new Bloombox fuel cell. Now, in that CBS 60 Minutes report, it looked very much like they'd been using these things for a year now, but they literally did the unveiling of the fuel cell the next day on the eBay campus. So this was a big PR setup, and there was an analyst in the show itself who actually said, General Electric's got this, so this is no big deal, so there's lots of patents around, so, if we see it today from Bloombox, then it'll be General Electric next week, and that is your setup right there. And who, by the way, is on the board of advisors for the Obama administration, both John Doerr and Jeffrey Immelt from GE. Total setup to sell it to GE. And I can't wait to play the We Told You So jingle when we hear about the sale.
Yeah. I think that's exactly where this is headed, but this is not going to save the world or anything like it. Although everybody's, Kleiner or they're all jacked up about it. Wow. And they actually think they can lower the price, but I don't see how this is not a CMOS technology. This is a fuel cell. You can't shrink it. So, I mean, it's just a fuel cell. I mean, these things are all over the place. They're in cars. They're here and they're there. It's nothing new. It's not even a new technology. He just has a different, it's a different fuel cell, but that's about it. So what?
There you go.